Hey, it's Zach, and today we're going to be covering Historica. Alright, so today we're at the Annex. This is where Historica is going to be held. Let's go in. So I guess you can say Historica is kind of like a science fair, only for history. It's where the children involved take a historical fact or event and make a project about it. Let's go take a look.
There were three main reasons. One is my own family history. My father was an extremely strong Canadian. When he came over in 1951, he basically had very little. And the only thing that he did have was a dream for his family. He had two sons, and he figured there wasn't too many places and too much for them in a small rural village in Italy. And he decided that Canada was a country of hope for him. So I think that was one of the big reasons, and of course, you know, being informed by one of my teachers about this terrific workshop she had gone to in 1999, and then the benefits that I saw that the students that participate in the project get from it. This tremendous first-hand experience, this enthusiasm because they may have researched somebody in their family. The ones that have gone on to the national or other places, when they come back, they seem so excited about the whole event. So I just find it so all-round enriching for students that participate.
This is actually a really small part of the Historica event. The winners from here go on to compete in Ottawa against people from all around Canada. And of course there are prizes. Oh, look at those medals. I wish I could have one. Too bad I didn't enter.
How fast has it spread? Well, speaking of the fairs in particular, we had our first fair, I think it was in maybe 1995. I may have the year wrong by a date, a year or so. The first was in Winnipeg. That was one. They're now in hundreds of communities across the country, I think involving over 200,000 students. So it's become a huge operation that relies on the support of volunteers such as judges, teachers, parents, all across the country.
But of course, this amazing event would be nothing without the great contestants from participating schools.
So when did you get St. George's involved in Historica?
Historica has been around for 10 years. Our first connection was about 8 years ago, and it was with 4 or 5 high school students only, grade 7 and 8. Since then, we've made it more about both campuses, and more recently, this was in fact the second time we've hosted Historica, and I thought it was just fantastic.
What do you think the children get out of doing this project?
That's a great question, because everything we do in school should be what do the kids get out of it, and I think they get a lot out of it. The ability or the opportunity to express their feelings and their understanding of what it is to be Canadian and the Canadian experience. And for a lot of kids, that doesn't happen very frequently. We see ourselves often as citizens of the world, or North America, or just sort of the big out there. I think it's really great that our students have the chance and opportunity to consider what it is being a Canadian.
Historica is a contest, but it is also a cultural learning experience for everyone involved.
Because I go to all these different dances, and guess what you people make me do? The Macarena, the chicken dance. And I get up and I do it because, you know what? It's fun. And I have learned something from that culture. So, should you sit down? You're the only one that misses out. Should you join in? I guarantee you, each and every one of them are going to leave with a smile.
But before we all said our goodbyes, we all gathered to hear some final words from the judges, organizers, and some participants. And as everyone began to pack up and head home, Zach and I tried to get one final look at all the projects. I just can't wait to see what next year's Historica Fair has in store.